Because it'd be locked up down at the airport.
89 will peel off and go behind the Circle K to tie into Willow Creek.
Really?
Yes.
2017.
So there'll be a split where if you're going Willow Creek, going to one
Yeah,
end,
because that, all
so
that
that
work they
turn,
did
then
is
it'll be a real.
Yes. They'll take it out sooner.
until this fits that
Mission
all
can
the work
run
they
up
did.
there. Mission is really good.
We set that little house and
It helps.
Well, those condos, I think, are the first
Everybody will
structures
zoom in.
that they'll have to peel out somewhere before there, which could end up coming out of where that roundabout,
Yeah,
yes,
that would be the
got some flexibility.
spot where they would probably,
Which is a good thing, because tonight, when they changed the traffic pattern, traffic was 5 miles an hour all the way from the airport.
parcel on the assessor's map,
It's like their test.
and it's still belongs to the school.
They keep changing the pattern, right?
The assessor or the recorder is doing that.
Hope they're on track to finish it. Well, since it's showing on the computer monitor, should we get started? All right. We're going to call to order the February 3rd, 2015 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Could we have a Pledge of Allegiance? Corey, would you like to lead us?
sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Mendoza.
Here.
Commissioner Sloan.
Here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Commissioner Pasiak.
Here.
Vice Chair Merritt.
Here.
And Chair Rowich.
Here.
Thank you.
Next item is minutes. Item 4A, approval of minutes from the October 7th, 2014 regular meeting. Do we have any comments on the minutes? If not, Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
That's it?
You make the motion to approve the minutes?
Yeah, I'll get, excuse me. I make the motion to approve the minutes from the October 7th, 2014 regular meeting of the Zoning Commission.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 4B, approval of minutes from January 6th, 2015 work study session. Any comments? No? If not, Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes of the meeting of January 6, 2015, as is.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 5A, rezone of approximately 4.78 acres of the subject parcel 306-20-032H from agriculture residential 5-acre minimum AR5 to commercial light for the purpose of building a commercial greenhouse on the property. The staff report, please.
Okay, good evening, Commissioners. So before you, you have an application by Brent and Tony Marinell for rezoning 4.78 acres located in Section 15, Township 16 North, Range 2 West, near the northwest corner of East Road 2 North and North Road 1 East. Let's see, pull up the map for you. You can see it's located right here, Road 2 North, North Road 1 East, just east of the Safeway, and next to the Hope Evangelical Lutheran Church. So currently, the applicant is using the property for their residence. They are requesting to build a greenhouse on the property so that they're able to grow and sell organic produce while maintaining a residence on site. The property is zoned agricultural residential with a 5-acre minimum, AR5. According to the Chino Valley Unified Development Ordinance, the AR5 zoning permits non-commercial greenhouses up to 600 square feet. and commercial greenhouses with a minimum of 10 contiguous acres. Because the property is only 4.78 acres, the applicant is not in compliance to build a commercial greenhouse. They are requesting to rezone from agricultural residential to commercial light zoning. The commercial light zoning will allow the applicant to build a commercial greenhouse as well as allow him to sell the produce on site. The proposed use is in conformance with the Town of Chino Valley's general plan and the potential future community downtown core, which you can see right here in the general plan. The request to rezone is also in conformance with the zoning classifications in the immediate area. As you can see right here, we've got the existing home and an existing shed. They are proposing to put a greenhouse right here as well as a farm stand. And if the commission has any questions?
No questions for staff? Okay.
The applicant is also here if you have any
Okay.
questions.
Would the applicant like to speak?
Yes.
You have to do that at the microphone, sir, because we're on TV, sorry. And you need to state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Brent Marinell. My address is 920 East Road, 2 North, Chino Valley.
Thank you.
A number of years ago, I came through Chino Valley to babysit for my daughter in Prescott. And going through Chino Valley, I fell in love with this community right away. So, and my daughter and grandkids and husband are still over there, so we decided to retire and still keep a little bit busy and go to another trade. Back home in South Dakota, we have a motel and bait shop, which have tentatively sold in this spring, so my wife will join me then. But Chino Valley is kind of like homey to me. It's a little more rural. I'm not into the real urban areas, but we'd appreciate being able to do what we can do there. We have done a lot of cleanup already. It was pretty well a mess. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is a public hearing, so at this time I will open the public hearing. If there's anyone that would like to speak regarding this item, please step to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Bill Hitt, and I live, what would be at 1120 North Road 1 East, which is just adjoining part of this piece of property. And I am absolutely delighted to see what has happened and compared to the man that owned it before. It is cleaned up. You can see what's going on. There's not a million dogs running up and down the fences. And it's just unbelievable. So it's great to me. It brings value of my property up. And I admit, I got an old truck out there and a few things because I'm like the man down here in the end. I play with cars. I used to play with light airplanes. I play with cars now. But I'm just still delighted, and I am 100% for it. And if anybody has any questions to ask me, I'm willing to answer them.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Hitt.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? All right. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Terry Steckline. I live at 478 Karen Drive, which is a couple of miles down the road from where he's at one road south and one road east. But I'm an agricultural student out at Chino Valley, Yavapai College, and so I'm all for greenhouses and organic produce, and I think it's a good thing for the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else that would like to speak? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments?
I have no objection. I think it's a great idea.
I do have a question. When you go to sell the produce on site, and this is for staff, what is his requirements going to be to sell produce on site? And I'm doing this, asking this, just for more education for
Sure.
the applicant.
In terms
So he's not
of,
biting off something and then find out later, that there's a lot of other obstruction to to selling on site, if there is?
Sure. Are you talking about site improvements or what?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Are they going to be required for him to sell his produce on site?
Well, if he's going to have parking, on-site parking, that's going to have to be hard surfaced, and that's, again, up to the town engineer as to whether it's dust control or hard surface like asphalt or concrete. In terms of the actual structure itself, that it would have to meet commercial code, IBC, that was recently adopted.
Okay.
Anything
And
else?
You're aware of some of these things? Okay. That was all.
That's all right, go ahead.
Yeah, and that raises a question with me. Is the applicant going to be required to have on-site parking if he has a place where he's selling the produce?
Well, sure. I mean, if there's places for people to pull in and park, yes, that's on-site parking.
Is it going to be required?
Yes.
Okay, because it didn't sound like it was required, and what I'm alluding to is I don't want it where people are parked on the
Along 2
road.
North? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, I think if you look at his site plan, here the farm stands back far enough from the actual roadway that it's not going to be a traffic issue.
I know, but it didn't show parking on it, and that was my question.
Ah,
But parking will be required.
yes.
And I believe Road 2 North will at some time be an arterial, so what will the setbacks be?
Well, this parcel has already dedicated the right-of-way. That's why they're at 4.78 rather than 5 acres.
Uh-huh.
So that dedication's already been made.
For the arterial?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That would also be part of the building permit process, would be to require the parking and that sort of
Correct.
thing. That's all.
That's all
determined
building
through-
permit
through the
process.
building
That's
permit
not
process.
planning and zoning.
All right.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, Chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion that we rezone approximately 4.78 acres of subject parcel 306-20-032H from agricultural residential 5-acre minimum to commercial light for the purpose of building a commercial greenhouse.
Second it.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Item 5B is obtaining a conditional use permit for the subject parcel 306-20-032H for the purpose of future potential expansion and improvement of the legal non-conforming residential use. A staff report?
Okay. So you have a request or an application by Bren Tony Marinell, again, for 4.78 acres. The applicants would like to build a greenhouse and grow and sell the organic produce while maintaining a residence on site. The applicant has requested to rezone the property from AR5 to commercial light. The applicant is also requesting a conditional use permit, which will allow him to make improvements to the residence on the property. The request for the conditional use permit will not be materially detrimental to persons residing or working in the vicinity adjacent to the property, neighborhood, or the public welfare. The proposed use is in conformance with the Town of Chino Valley's general plan and the major community downtown core. The request for the conditional use permit is also in conformance with the zoning classifications surrounding, as you can see across the way, is commercial light, and then there's also the residences along. If the commission has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I just want to be clear that the conditional use permit is now to allow the residents in a commercial zoning classification, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Any questions for staff? Okay, we'll open the public hearing if there's anyone that would like to speak. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. The chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion. I make a motion that we allow the conditional, to obtain a conditional use permit for parcel 306-20-032H for the purpose of maintaining a residence on the commercial light property.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just want to let the applicant know that we're a recommending body only. The council will consider your request. Well, Ruth will schedule that for you. We're a recommending body only. We don't actually grant zoning here. Okay, the next item on the agenda is non-public hearing action items. Item 6A, initiation of a public hearing at the March 3rd, 2015 regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to take comment on amendments to UDO Section 1.4 Planning and Zoning Commission and Section 1.5 Board of Adjustment, and to make a recommendation to Town Council.
Good evening, Commission. Before you, you have the draft of the updates to Section 1, Administration and Procedures, specifically 1.1, 1.4, and the 1.5. These amendments will bring the UDO into conformance with standard practice as it relates to the appointments of members of the Planning and Zoning Commission and the Board of Adjustment, and also provide for an alternate to be appointed in the case that we need an additional commissioner at some point. If someone should resign or move away, then we have someone that's already familiar with what's going on and that can step into that position. In order to be able to effectuate these changes, we need to initiate a public hearing at the next meeting so that we can have a public hearing so that the public can offer comment,
Okay.
and then make a recommendation to Town Council.
Commissioners have any questions? Okay. Entertain a motion.
Okay. I make a motion that the public hearing, that we initiate a public hearing on March 3rd, 2015, the regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission, to take comment on the amendments to the UDO Section 1.4 Planning and Zoning Commission and Section 1.5 Board of Adjustment, and make a recommendation to the Town Council.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no discussion items. Item 8 is public comment. Anyone in the audience can speak on any item that was not on the agenda this evening? Any takers? All right. Item 9 is adjournment.
I'll make that motion to
I
adjourn.
I
second.
have one comment before we adjourn.
Sure.
We still have to, at some time, approve the minutes of the September 16th special meeting. We've never approved those.
September 16th special meeting. Okay. We have a motion to adjourn.
I'll second after that comment.
All right. A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll take a brief recess, and then we'll start our work study session.